In this episode, we talk about the BCCI Secretary Jay Shah being appointed as the ICC Chairman. We also give an update on the Kolkata doctor rape and murder case. But first we talk about the heavy rainfall in Gujarat. Hi, I am Niharika Nanda and you are listening to 3 Things, the Indian Express news show. In the last couple of days, heavy rainfall has inundated most parts of Gujarat, leading to evacuation of over 4,300 people. The India Meteorological Department issued a heavy rainfall warning for the state till 1st September. In the 24 hours ending on 27th August, Rajkot recorded 318 mm rainfall, making it the wettest August day since 2014. The all-time record remains at 354.3 mm rainfall that was reported on 11th August 1979. The heavy rainfall has caused flooding in many parts of the state and rescue operations are going on. To get deeper insights into the situation, we have Indian Express's Ritu Sharma joining us. Ritu, we understand that Gujarat is facing unusually high levels of rainfall. Can you tell us why is that?
Yeah, Niharika, so what happened was a deep depression that started as a low pressure area in the Bay of Bengal entered Gujarat last week around August 24-25. But before this, there was another system, which was a cyclonic circulation in the Arabian Sea, and that had remained for around 3-4 days before it reached Maharashtra coast. So this system brought heavy rainfall in the southern parts of the state, Surat, Navsari, these districts. So the current system crossing Gujarat, it has come from the Bay of Bengal, from West Bengal, started as a cyclonic circulation and turned into a low pressure followed by a well-marked low pressure and then depression and finally intensified into a deep depression. So this is the current situation that is bringing a lot of rainfall in the state. Even now, many areas are still flooded and they are underwater and power and water supply has been badly affected over the last 2 days. So this has brought a huge destruction of property and vehicles.
And how many people have been impacted by the rainfall? Can you share with us details of the fatalities?
So rain-related incidents, if we talk about casualties and fatalities, a total 35 deaths in last 3 days. Now this is Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday have been reported from the state. And according to the State Emergency Operations Center, which is in Gandhinagar, while 15 people died on Tuesday, 4 deaths were reported on Wednesday. And on August 25 and 26, 10 people had already died due to drowning, tree felling and wall collapse incidents in different parts of the state.
And Ritu, which are the worst hit regions or districts of the state?
Yeah, Niharika, the worst affected areas, I would say, is Vadodara city and the district.
And if we talk about the security forces and emergency services, how have they responded to the situation? And can you tell us about the rescue operations?
Currently, along with NDRF and SDRF, Army, Air Force and even Coast Guard, they are carrying out rescue and relief operations in affected areas. And around 17,800 people have been relocated, another 2,000 rescued so far. Now, this is as per the state government records. And further, if we talk about the season, this monsoon season, over 41,000 people have been shifted to safer locations from low-lying areas and more than 3,000 has been rescued. Now, if we talk about the relocation and rescue operations, on Tuesday alone, 169 people were rescued and another 8,460 were evacuated and they were shifted to safer places. So these were from districts of Navsari and then Kheda, Anand, Vadodara, Morbi, Surendranagar, Rajkot, Bharuch, Botad, Ahmedabad, Surat, Patan, Dahod, Aravalli and Narmada. So with this, over 15,000 people have been evacuated on Monday and Tuesday alone. There is a huge demand of food packets, drinking water now, which is being supplied to Vadodara city and district from other areas like Surat, Anand, Kheda, Bharuch, Chota Udaipur and Ahmedabad. And materials and equipment will be mobilized from Jamnagar, Devbhoomi, Dwarka, Rajkot and other Saurashtra districts where the rain intensity has decreased or stopped. Also, a medical team from the health department who would be carrying necessary medicines will be sent from Surat, Bhavnagar, Gandhinagar and Rajkot Now, this is being sent in order to prevent spread of vector-borne and waterborne diseases in the rain-affected areas, basically Vadodara city and district areas. Now, additionally, mobilization of 5 additional NDRF teams from Anand, Narmada, Surendranagar and Valsad and 4 army columns from Anand, Kheda and Gandhinagar have been ordered to address the ongoing flood situation in Vadodara city.
And Ritu, what did the IMD's predictions say, and was there any intimation of such heavy rainfall in the state?
So there was an advance warning by IMD, as it is predicted that a system developed in Bay of Bengal brings along heavy rainfall. And IMD officials say that this intensity of rainfall was expected and known well in advance. Now the thing happened in Gujarat was there was 2 systems back to back. So that is one of the reasons that there has been a lot of rain almost last 1 week.
Right, and if we talk about the monsoons, has this year surpassed the usual rainfall levels in Gujarat?
The rains in Gujarat, if we talk about this monsoon season, so already Gujarat has covered its 105% of its average annual rainfall this monsoon season, which is 934 mm. And if we talk about the regions, so Kutch region has recorded an average rainfall of, for this season, more than 126%, and which is followed by the Saurashtra region, which is 116%. South Gujarat is 109%. And East Central Gujarat areas is 102.65%, while North Gujarat hasn't received this rainfall as compared to the other regions, and it stands at 84.72% this season. This monsoon season, which starts from 15th of June.
Right, and can you talk about the response that has been given by the state government and what all they have been doing in order to improve the situation?
Today, in a review meeting which was chaired by the Chief Minister, Bhupendra Patel, so the state government has clearly stated that they are prioritizing relief operations for those trapped in water, especially in the Vadodara city and districts of Devbhoomi, Dwarka and Jamnagar. And instructions have also been sent to concerned authorities to prioritize delivery of food packets, drinking water, healthcare, medicines to all those stranded by flood until the water levels recede. And though the state government is hoping that the water should recede gradually from Thursday morning so that they can carry out relief and cleaning operations to restore a normal life. And now once the flood waters in Vadodara city begin to recede, so the state government has announced that teams from Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation, Surat Municipal Corporation, Bharuch and Anand Municipal Corporation will be deployed for cleaning equipment and disinfectants because they are fearing that this could lead to spread a lot of diseases and all. And during this review meeting of the situation in Jamnagar and Devbhoomi Dwarka districts, which were affected by rains on Wednesday, Chief Minister has also directed the district collectors to coordinate with the Air Force, Army and Coast Guard, helping to evacuate people who are still trapped in the water.
And Ritu, as of now, what is the current situation?
So the current situation on Wednesday, districts in the Saurashtra region such as Devbhoomi Dwarka, Jamnagar, Rajkot and Porbandar received a heavy rainfall, which we can estimate between 50 mm and 200 mm in last 12 hours, ending 6 p.m. on Wednesday. And while rain took a pause in Vadodara city, flooding in Vishwamitra River left several, as I said, several low-lying areas still underwater. So people are still stranded in their houses and rooftops, and they are being rescued and relocated to safer places by teams from NDRF, SDRF, and 3 columns of army that have been deployed for the purpose. And the weather department, they have issued a red alert for Saurashtra and Kutch on Thursday. So warning against very heavy to extremely heavy rainfall, while the remaining parts of the state are under yellow alert. And for Friday, the IMD has a forecast of heavy to very heavy rainfall for Surendranagar, Rajkot, Jamnagar, Porbandar, Junagadh, Amreli, Bhavnagar, Morbi, Devbhoomi Dwarka, Gir Somnath, Botad and Kutch. Basically, these are the Saurashtra districts.
And next we talk about the appointment of the new chairman for the ICC. Jay Shah, the secretary of the Board of Control for Cricket in India, has been elected as the new chair of International Cricket Council or ICC, with his term set to begin on 1st December. Shah was the only nominee to replace the current chairman, Greg Barclay. Jay Shah will be becoming the youngest person to hold this office and will have to step down from his position of the Secretary of BCCI as his new role at the ICC is independent. He joined the Gujarat Cricket Association in 2009 as an executive board member and became the joint secretary in 2013. In 2019, he was elected as the BCCI secretary, a position he continues till date. He is also the president of the Asian Cricket Council. To understand why this is a crucial time for his appointment as the ICC chair and what all lies ahead, we have Indian Express's Venkata Krishna B joining us. Venkata, you write that Jay Shah becoming the ICC chairman was expected. So, for those who might not already know, can you tell us why that was?
First of all, it's pretty simple, right? Like BCCI, we all know, contributes to the major chunk of the ICC revenue. And over the last 3 years, there are like instances where there is not even a spot for the BCCI in the ICC board. And then a couple of years back, Jay Shah finally managed to get into the powerful finance committee and commercial affairs. So which contributes again to the wealth of the game. And right now, cricket finding itself in a finds itself in a very critical juncture. The sport is getting truly global by getting involved in the Olympics, but it's also trying to find the right balance between all three formats. So it's a very crucial juncture, and then you need to take care of the commercial front as well. I think this is where most of the members are like ready to back Jay Shah because he has the numbers, plus the ICC has coming up with an ambitious plan as well to have a dedicated fund to keep Test cricket healthy. So given this in mind, I think they needed somebody from the big three, possibly especially from BCCI, to be at the helm of affairs and to see through the tide. So in that sense, yes. And then Jay also played a very, very instrumental role in ensuring that cricket finds a spot in the Olympics. I think these factors like made this choice like pretty easy. Out of 16 nomination directors, 15 nominated him. So that's like ICC, nobody has had such a unanimous support over the years. And Amit Shah being the Union Minister means like Jay has had easy access to the Indian government, the power centers of the Indian government, right? There's no denying it at all. And especially when during the pandemic years, when there was like a lot of things were happening with regards to taking the game IPL away from India, he had to like use the diplomatic channels and whatnot. And then I think that's where he got the help of the Home Ministry as well, even during the last success of one of the last 50 or World Cup as well. So yes, it always like BCCI and politics, it's always been together. But yes, this case is slightly different where you have like the all-powerful BCCI secretary also happens to be from the same household as India's Union Home Minister. So it has helped like in many ways.
And Venkata, to give our listeners a background, can you tell us about Jay Shah, his tenure at the BCCI, and how Indian cricket has grown under his supervision?
He's been there for 5 years right now, and then there has been like a lot of spotlight on him undoubtedly because again, like to go back to the pre, he was the son of the Amit Shah, and then there is like a lot of attention naturally, right? But to be honest, like there have been like a lot of some commendable decisions from him, especially with regards to starting the Women's Premier League and hiking the domestic players' fee and increasing a test match fee for players. This year, he did something even extraordinary, like players who play 75% of test matches in a season would get nearly 300% extra bonus compared to the match fee. So these things have like ensure that okay, players are also being happy, because once you keep the players happy, everything will fall in place. So that he has managed to do. And similarly with regards to domestic cricket, there have been like few concerns, especially with regards to the scheduling and how it is being done. And Jay just like has like the season, that's why when you talk about cricketing front as well, he has done is okay, he has found like okay, these things have need immediate address, and he has addressed those. Like last year, there were like a lot of people complained about the Ranji Trophy being held in the month of December, January in peak winter season, which resulted in some of the teams not getting proper game time. So they've gone about changing it. They have like they're starting the Ranji Trophy earlier in October. So these kind of tweaks have also been done. And then yes, like I said, like hosting 2 IPLs in that COVID years, which is not easy as well, because even with so many cases going around, taking the entire, like it's not a small thing, there's only 8 teams to shift it to a different country, conduct so many tests, and still manage to put together a successful tournament. Will be one of his definite high points in his tenure. Then again, hosting a successful 50-over World Cup last year, that is also will be like, yes, there were like a lot of chaos, especially with regards to the ticket sales and stuff, which was unprecedented for an ICC event. But yeah, overall, at the end of it, you would say like, yeah, India managed to pull off a very successful 50 over World Cup campaign. So all of it will definitely go down in this tenure as one of the high points.
And you mentioned that cricket is soon going to become an Olympic sport. So, what makes Shah's selection crucial at this point in time?
See, this is pretty simple, right? Like cricket, if it once it goes to Olympics, like a lot of countries will take up the sport, and especially because they will be getting funds. It as a game has a scope to grow in more countries. Although let me make this clear as well. We'll have only 6 teams participating in the Los Angeles Olympics in 2028. But going forward, there will always be scope to increase the teams. And like I said, like cricket is going to be at the forefront of the Olympics means you need somebody from who can take the vision forward. I think Jay has like in his tenure as BC secretary shown that okay willingness to be like use different things to popularize the sport, and commercially as well he has done like things which have not been done the BCCI before, especially with regards to the broadcast deal. So where they brought in e-auctions for the first time and they ended up getting a huge chunk of money. Like nobody expected that sort of a money for broadcast, but still IPL like managed to do that. And even with regards to other aspects as well, with regards to administration and commercialization, especially after the recent T20 World Cup, ICC knows that there is a lot to be done on that front. There is like a lot of criticism over the way they had hosted the T20 World Cup in the US because the pitches were not good and then the budget was overshot and a lot of these things were on. So I think this will be one of his challenges as well to like get the ICC board on track as well. So you need somebody strong to take the decisions. I think that's where his experience will come in.
And from what we know, he is not the first Indian to be appointed to this position.
See, Jagmohan Dalmia was the first, and then he had to get in by getting oath from associate members. And Jagmohan Dalmia was among the pioneers to turn ICC into a profit-making body as well, which had like a lot of commercially he made ICC viable because when he took over, they had like finance was not in a good position, but by introducing the ICC knockout tournament, which is now called ICC Champions Trophy, he ensured that okay, there is money, ICC can make money its own, and then they had the uniform. They brought like the other FIFA World Cups and Hockey World Cups. He made it ICC tournament a commercially viable product. So that is what we see right now. And again, Suresh Pawar, he had a very smooth tenure. After that, we had Mr. N. Srinivasan who tried to change the entire cricketing landscape by introducing this big three revenue sharing formula, which didn't go well with the majority of the cricket countries. Even though Cricket Australia and England benefited from it, there were like strong criticism that money is being just with the three cricket boards, which wasn't helping anyone. So ultimately, after he stepped aside, Shashank Manohar came in and he was the first independent chairman. This is the reason why they brought in this independent chairman, so that whoever comes in doesn't have any direct bond with the member nations. That is why Shashank came in, and then he went about again revamping the entire finance model, which is currently in place.
And Venkata, what kind of challenges lie ahead of him as he assumes the position of the International Cricket Council chairman?
The biggest challenge, I feel like there are like a lot of players who are like driving away from Test cricket. They are declining central contracts, especially in New Zealand, England, in favor of franchisee cricket. So that is happening because a lot of these players feel like they don't get the window to pursue the format of their interest. And as a result, it's a very unique situation that even the member boards are facing, right? Because one, they need to have this bilateral series for them to survive, for them to make revenue. And without these players, they are not able to attract broadcast deals. So one has to find the right balance between it. So once this test cricket funds comes, a major burden will be off the member nations' shoulders because ICC will be paying for the test match fees. So in that case, what happens is the member boards can definitely pick and choose a bilateral series they want to play, which means like there will be like new windows will open up, which the players can use it to play franchise cricket. And this balance is like still, we are at a very early stage. There will be like still lots to be done. But I think once that balance is found, I think cricket will like flourish even more. There are like a lot of players who don't want the bilateral ODIs to exist. Even the T20s between bilateral T20 series, they find it like not to have any context. So providing context, adding context to these matches could keep the players also involved. So it's a long journey. So this is apart from positioning cricket into a truly global sport. I think this will be one of Jay's biggest challenge. and to be seen as this independent chair, not somebody who's from the BCCI, because in ICC circles and the world over, ICC is BCCI, BCCI is ICC. So for him, he has to work an extra bit hard to set the tag and be the chair who's approachable for each member nation. So once that happens, I think he's already coming up with this ICC dedicated fund for Test cricket, which will definitely help a lot of member boards. And then if we can control side balance between all three formats for the players to coexist, so the players aren't in a position where they have to pick and choose format, then I think tenure will be remembered for all the right reasons.
And in the end, we give an update on the Kolkata doctor rape and murder case. Yesterday, President Droupadi Murmu gave her first reaction to the alleged rape and murder case of a junior doctor at the R.G. Kar Medical College in Kolkata. She said that she was dismayed and horrified over the incident and asked the country to wake up to the perversion of the crimes against women. The article sent to the PTI by the president was titled, "Women's Safety, Enough is Enough." And it comes at a time when protests have been raging across the country over the incident at the Kolkata hospital. The president told the news agency PTI, quote, "Those who share such views then go further and see the females as an object. We owe it to our daughters to remove the hurdles from their path of winning the freedom from fear." Unquote. The president added that no civilized society can allow doctors and sisters to be subjected to such atrocities. She added, quote, "Even as students, doctors and citizens were protesting in Kolkata, criminals remained on the prowl elsewhere. The victims include even kindergarten girls." Unquote. The president also talked about the Nirbhaya case and noted that an outraged nation then made plans and devised strategies, and the initiatives did make some difference. In the 12 years since, there have been countless tragedies of similar nature, though only a few drew nationwide attention. Speaking about the rights of women in the country, the president said that they have had to fight for every inch of ground they have won. Social prejudices as well as some customs and practices have always opposed the expansion of women's rights. According to the president, it is the objectification of women by few that is behind the crimes against women. She said, quote, "It is ingrained deeply in the minds of such people," unquote, and stressed on the fact that countering these mindsets is a task for both the state and the society. On 27th August, a rally to the West Bengal State Secretariat Nabana, called by the recently formed student group Chhatra Samaj to demand justice for the junior doctor who was raped and killed earlier this month, led to major clashes between the protesters and the police in several parts of Kolkata and Howrah. West Bengal Governor C.V. Ananda Bose came down heavily on the government for the police action on the protesters and said, quote, "What we saw on the streets of Kolkata is the worst that one can expect from a democratically elected government." Unquote. You were listening to 3 Things by the Indian Express. Today's show was edited and mixed by Suresh Pawar and produced by me, Niharika Nanda. If you like the show, then do subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also recommend the show to someone you think will like it. Share it with a friend or someone in your family. It's the best way for people to get to know about us. You can also tweet us at Express Audio and write to us at podcasts@indianexpress.com.